Zambia Kuchalo! Zambia have beaten Senegal 3-1 to get 4 points and move to the top of Group A. Now, this game, before I even start, I need to talk about the Senegalese defense because it wouldn't be fair to talk about the defense and how young they were. I did not recognize how young they were because there were some changes that were made and even Fall came back. And these are just teenagers. So at the end of the day, there are people that are learning. They are still learning the game. For them to be a 17-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old, the goalkeeper is 18. The right back is 22. Like literally, if you added all their ages, they don't add up to 100, as the commentator said. So I need you guys to remember that these are youngsters. They're representing their country at the highest level. And you could see in the second half, the energy just dropped. And even the one goal that, honestly, if it was anyone else, it would be, as a footballer, it's unforgivable. But if you just look at it, they left too much space. But it was like in the 70th minute, and you can see the energy levels were dwindling, and they just lacked experience at the back. This one goal where you had 4 players in the back post, Zambian players in the back post. You had Kundananji, you had Banda, you had Nochula, who is the full back, and Chilufya, all just waiting, unmarked, by the way. And the number 4 and number 5 of Senegal, who are those two, are the ones who are closest to them. But to be fair to them, as centre-backs and someone who played at centre-back, they were close to each other. So they did one thing right. So for me, I'd actually fault the right back. I don't know where Sane was at that moment. And if you look at this back line, out of all of them, Sane is 20 years old. So she's not also that old. I mean, that old, yeah. She's not as young as the rest, but she's not that much older. She was missing. I don't know where she was. I didn't know whether I tried rewinding to see the sequence of play. I didn't see her anywhere. So it just left the 4 and 5 were really close to each other. That is Fall and Di. Fall is 17 years old. And the way this lady played, like, the thing is, Kundananji and Banda, experience just shone through. They're like, we're way more experienced. We play at a high league. We've done this over and over again. It's all about reps, right? At the highest level, for this teenage backline to hold on for like 60-something minutes and the score is still 1-1, I really, really need to give them props. As I said, the goalkeeper, who, by the way, a few years ago, she's 18 now. She played for the under-17s as a striker. She is now the goalkeeper of the team. So that is Ndiaye. And she was so good, by the way. Like, honestly, in terms of just claiming the ball, coming out when there's a break by Zambia, she was quite good at that. Babu, 22 years old. She's the oldest in that back line. Fall, as I've said, 17 years old. Ndiaye, 21 years old. Sane, 20 years old. Aji Ndiaye, the goalkeeper, 17. That is the backline. That is the static backline of Senegal. Yes, they are very young, but if they keep playing together, they're going to grow. And I was, until I learned their ages and how young they were is when I realized, these are people that actually just need to be praised for the bravery, the effort they put in. And yeah, I'm just so proud of you girls, man. Like you keep going. So much to learn from this though. When we slow down the footage, there is so much to learn. And my recap is not a criticism per se. This is what you guys need to work on. You guys need to be better as a backline, right? When Babu leaves, when Sane leaves, someone has to be. When one of them leaves, someone has to stay. All of you can't disappear. And the communication at the back was really lacking. Again, some of these things you learn when you're older just as a centre back. And that is why someone like Thiago Silva is still so good at what he does at 40 years old. He's done this for so many years. Communication is a metric that you don't have on a stat sheet. But that is why people keep choosing him. That's why coaches keep selecting him. They keep having him in the squad because this guy is he can communicate, And that is what I feel like Fall and Ndiaye, the longer they play together, the more they will learn how to communicate with each other. So, yeah, ladies, you guys were really good. Senegal you were really good, but there's a lot to improve on. For your age, you guys are amazing. For Meta Kande, she's the one who won the ball in midfield, robbing Chanda, who, by the way, got a yellow card, meaning she's going to miss the last game against the DR Congo. And yeah, won the ball in midfield, played it quickly to Ndiaye, who got her first goal. Ndiaye scored 2 goals in this game. She's now the top scorer of WAFCON. Last year, the top scorer had 3 goals. I think it was Chebak, there was Kundananji, and I forget the third person, Babajide, if I'm not wrong, but that was the top scorer last year, 3 goals. We already have someone on 4 goals. Ndiaye is amazing. Nguna Ndiaye is special. And the fact that she still plays in the third tier of French football is shocking to me. She was clearly the best player on this field. She was causing so much havoc to Tembo, who, by the way, Tembo had come on for in the lineup, that is. She came on for, I want to say Musonda? No, sorry. Musonda is the goalkeeper. For Mukoma, if I'm not wrong. Belemu. Either Belemu, I don't know, one of them. But one of them started in the first game and Tembo now started this game. And then Nachula, who I really, really praised in the first game for how good she was. Hey, she was wanting in this one. She was honestly wanting. The other thing is, I also just found out that she's 39 years old and now she has just played 90 minutes twice. I feel like she's a candidate, prime candidate to be rested in the next game. Again, she has done so much for Zambian football. By the way, if you guys didn't know, she used to be an athlete. I think she ran the 400 meters and won bronze in the African Championships way back when, and is even an Olympian in athletics. Then switched to football. So, yeah. Crazy. That's the thing with women's football. There's so many interesting stories because all of them don't just come in as footballers from young, right? They come through other sports, through doing other things, and that's what makes this WAFCON so interesting. But today, to be honest, today you are not great. Today you are not. I really praised you in the last game. Today you are not great. There's a touch where it was so heavy. She had the ball. She's in defense. She's trying to look for someone to kick it to, and then as she's about to kick it, she mistakenly kicks it to the right foot. And the ball goes away from her. Then she swings and just hits a striker. The ref doesn't call anything, luckily. And I was just like, yo, what is happening? And this was the first half. Not that she was tired. The weather today was much better than previously. So you couldn't say the heat was a real factor. So I just think she had a very, very shaky game. But the thing is, with the experience, she'll always be left there because older people know how to come back from, experienced people know how to come back from such things, right? The best thing that I feel like she did, especially towards the end of the game, is to get that when they were 2-1 up, they needed a third goal. And as I said, we had 4 Zambian players at the back post. She was one of them. She was one of the 4 players inside the box at the back post waiting for a cross to come in, which Mukoma did so well on the wing to cross the ball for Barbra Banda to get her second goal of the game and her third of the tournament. So, yeah, Mukoma came with so much energy off the bench. I really enjoyed it. Then who else? Who else do I need to talk about? Kundananji, Bola. The fact that the thing is, okay, so this is a testament to her movement, her positioning. In the first half, we all knew this backline, they're just kids, right? And the thing is, just when I'm going to position myself between these 2 strikers. Normally, they would play Chilufi on one wing, Kundananji on the other, and Barbra Banda up front. But the game plan today, which was really good from our coach, what's our coach's name? I'm forgetting her name. No, I forgot her name. And I literally did a whole preview on her. Damn, I've forgotten her name. But anyway, point is, she decided, I'm going to play with 2 up front, Kundananji and Banda. And you guys are going to occupy these center backs. With their inexperience, you're going to find spaces. And sure enough, that is how the goal came about. Ball comes over the top. Kundananji positions herself between Ndiaye and Fall, I want to say. No, Ndiaye and Sane, knowing very well that a hole is going to open up here. So when the ball comes and she's alone, the defense has to scramble to her. As they're scrambling, taps it off to Banda. We have our equalizer. Again, this is another game that we had a goal within the first 5 minutes of the game. That one I really love. I want to see goals. Don't want to see goalless draws in this tournament. Then the second goal that I've basically talked about every goal. No, there's one more I need to talk about. Actually, 2 more. This one is Kundananji's goal, where the ball just comes over the top. It's very similar to what they did against DRC. When they realize, these guys are playing a high line, Kundananji's pace and Banda's pace and their power capitalize. Ball came over the top very quickly, puts it on a right foot, slotted in past the keeper's right side to make it 2-1. And just like that, the game it changed completely, right? And I really want to commend Zambia as well for putting pressure and actually managing to get that third goal, because I was just saying, you're putting so much pressure, and if you guys don't get this third goal, these guys can equalize. Knowing very well I predicted a 2-2, so I would have been happy. And then Mukoma had an amazing chance to make it 4-1 after great wing play from Chilufya, and she just blazed it over. Then, literally, within a few seconds, even the replay had not ended on one side, penalty on the other. And I need to talk about Zambia's goalkeeper. Zambia's goalkeeper, unlike the rest, is 27 years of age. You are very, very welcome to criticism. Hey. First goal, she was at fault. Let's just be honest. Because if you look at this backline, right, when the ball came over the top, you'd say, I looked at it over and over again. I rewound that particular replay over and over again. And I'm like, do I blame Maluba? Do I blame Wilombe? Do I blame Mwemba at the back? Because how can all these defenders not one ball could just come and take out everyone? But then goalkeeper has to talk. Goalkeeper has to tell them, listen, we're playing a line, and when the ball comes over, I'm coming for it, or you guys know when to turn to chase the ball back. Which they did. They turned to chase the ball back, and they were there. It's just that the goalkeeper came up, then decided to backpedal, and didn't even challenge the striker. Ndiaye just dribbled past her and slotted it in. And I was like, okay, maybe that's one mistake. So let's see how it goes. The penalty. The ball comes very nicely. When the ball comes to you, right? If I'm facing this side and the ball is coming from that side, I can't go and swing with my right foot. I have to just tap it with my left. So when you're trying to swing, and she's really trying to hit it hard, the thing is sometimes you just need to go and tap the ball with your left foot, right? I get it. Not everyone can use both feet. But as a goalkeeper, that's the difference between a penalty and you clearing the ball and you getting fouled, right? So you have to be aware of that. And this is where I feel like Andile Dlamini was doing so well for Bafana. She really communicates well at the back. If the ball is coming over, she's quick, she's getting it. And the reason why I'm bringing her up is because she's the most recent goalkeeper I've watched. I'm sure there's someone else who's done it at this WAFCON, but she's the most recent I can think about. And many of these teams, we're playing a high line, and most of these teams have fast strikers who are just looking to get in behind. It is common sense in this WAFCON for your goalkeeper to want to come out and defend, right? In some cases, it has happened where I think it was Diop's first goal in the last game against DRC. The keeper was way too far out. She was chipped over. Being caught in no man's land is something that they're wary of. Yes, it can happen. But the power that you have in that midfield, the power of the Zambian midfielders, that should not be the case, right? You should not be afraid that someone is going to shoot from midfield, because I feel like Zambia does a really good job in closing people down. Chilufya, Chanda, and Lungu. And that shouldn't be a worry. But the fact that she keeps coming and then changing her mind and then going back, and then when she comes, she's using the wrong foot to like hit the ball. She doesn't instill me with so much confidence. And for that reason alone, I feel like we saw the best and the Achilles heel of Zambia. The best of Zambia is that they can score goals. They have spells where they can put you under pressure. But the one which is just like, is they concede dumb goals. They concede really dumb goals. And for a team that has so much experience at the back, it's not enough. It's not enough. We need to step it up. Other than that, Zambia Kuchalo 3-2 win over Senegal, and they move to the top of Group A.